Hi guys, welcome back to Reynolds Reviews, and this is just a short video asking the question, why can't we buy Star Wars action figures in stores anymore? It all started back in 1977 when Star Wars A New Hope hit the cinemas. At that point nobody could have predicted the success it would have, or the success of the action figures that were soon to follow. A small Cincinnati-based toy company called Kenner had started production of Star Wars action figures. However, by Christmas 1977, the most in-demand toys were Star Wars toys, and although in production, Kenner realised they had nothing ready to go on the shelves in time for Christmas. This was a disaster for Kenner. To ensure they had something on the shelves in time for Christmas, Kenner released what they called the Early Bird Package. Now, the Early Bird Package was essentially an empty box, in the sense that it didn't actually contain any action figures. What it did contain was an action figure display stand and card back, ready to display the first 12 action figures from the original line, as well as a certificate to complete a mail away with the promise that you'd be amongst the first to receive the first 4 action figures from the first line of toys. This included Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca and R2-D2. These were the first 4 action figures of the first 12 ever released. And these would go on to be referred to in the collector's world as the original 12. And with the success of the original Star Wars movie came 2 sequels, each bringing with it its own line of action figures. The Empire Strikes Back in 1980 and Revenge of the Jedi in 1983, later renamed Return of the Jedi, as the filmmakers felt that the word revenge was too aggressive and confrontational to be aimed at young audiences. By 1985, 2 years after the final Star Wars movie, the demand for Star Wars toys was starting to fade, to the point where Kenner released the final line of action figures before production was eventually stopped. These would be known famously as the Last 17. Then came what is known among Star Wars fans as the Dark Times. With the final Star Wars movie back in 1983, fans had to wait 16 years before another Star Wars movie came along. Not only were there no movies in that time, but for the majority, there were no new toys either. Stores had gone from stocking hundreds of action figures, vehicles and playsets to having nothing but empty shelves where they once would have been. It wasn't until 1999 which saw Episode 1 The Phantom Menace released, the first movie from the new prequel trilogy, which again brought with it more action figure lines. The Power of the Force range released in the mid-90s, ready for the prequels a few years later, as well as its own movie-specific line of figures, with Attack of the Clones following suit in 2002 and Revenge of the Sith in 2005. By 2015, action figure sales were still going strong. This year also saw the release of Episode 7 The Force Awakens, the first movie in the new Skywalker trilogy. Again, this also brought its own movie-specific line of action figures, as did the sequels, The Last Jedi in 2017 and Rise of Skywalker in 2019. However, these movies also inspired further lines, such as the Vintage Collection, produced on vintage-style card backs appealing to the older generation of Star Wars fans, as well as the Vintage Saga Collection, amongst many others. Yet still I see mostly no Star Wars toys in local toy stores. Why? Okay, I understand we now live in the wonderful world of the internet, and every collector can pick up their phone or tablet at any time and order any action figure they want. But for me, that's part of the problem. Technology has now taken away the joy, charm and nostalgia of that visit to your local toy store and the excitement everybody used to feel wondering what they were going to buy. In my opinion, Star Wars has never and will never go away. With 9 episode movies now complete and plans to possibly go to 12, as well as animated series such as Rebels, Clone Wars, live action series now such as The Mandalorian, spin-off movies such as Rogue One and Solo. And if rumours are to be believed, an Obi-Wan Kenobi series not too far away either. And yet even now, I still go to my local toy stores to find slim pickings, if anything at all. When surely now the shelves should be filled with as many characters as you can think of, being able to spend a lifetime trying to find the character or droids you're looking for. Okay, I dare say only certain like-minded people will understand my frustration on this subject, and only certain people who will understand why it upsets me so much. I guess what I'm saying, guys, is I just miss the good old days, and still feel there's a place for being able to go buy action figures in your local toy stores, bringing with it the joy it once brought me. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you not care either way? As always, everyone, keep collecting and look out for the next video.